What's up guys, Andrew Murph here, and today I'm starting a new segment of the show which is going to be practical reviews of new toys I'm testing out, and I'm going to give you my opinion on them. So first up we have the Canon 24mm F1.4L. Been testing it out for the last week or so, and this is my thoughts on it. So let's head inside and get into it. So first thoughts on this lens, absolute beast. I wanted to test this out for so long, and I just really haven't, I haven't really felt the need for it. I've got some other lenses that are kind of similar. I'm really bummed that I didn't test it out earlier because this thing is an absolute beast. So 24mm is a really general purpose wide angle focal length. It's really practical in terms of your travel, everyday stuff. You know, for this even you can use it for like product photography. It really depends what you want to do with it and how much you want to test it out. But the 1.4 aperture is definitely the key thing on this. Even at 24mm, you get some really nice bokeh, which I was really impressed by. I really didn't think that as wide as 24mm, you could get really nice smooth bokeh in terms of like fisheyes and stuff that I've tested before. Even at 2.8, like everything's just in focus and you can't really get a depth of field. But even, you know, at an arm's length away, you just get really nice smooth bokeh, and the depth of field is just really insane, really, like for how wide it is and what it can do. It's really cool. So pros and cons of this lens. Let's start with the pros. So an f1.4 aperture is really good in low light. You get that really nice smooth bokeh in that depth of field. Metal body means that it's really sturdy, and having the weather sealing means that you can potentially use it in not so good weather conditions. The focusing system is really good. I did have a couple of problems when I was using it in video mode using my dual pixel autofocus on the 16 Mark II. Only so much when I was trying to do the tap to follow focus sort of thing. So it had a hard time sometimes locking onto subjects and following them around. I don't know if that's potentially the lens or just how I was using it, but I did have a couple of problems with that. I ended up just changing it to a single point AF field, and then just basically chose where I wanted to have it in focus, and from there on it really showed a strong side. And it has a minimum focusing distance of 0.25 meters, which is really close, which means you can get those nice arm's length photos and still have that really nice depth of field. But again, the really strong point of this is that 1.4 aperture. It really just gets that really nice smooth bokeh, which everyone is kind of looking for. In terms of cons for this lens, I didn't really find too many. It is quite heavy, which is, you know, not that great if you're using it for a vlogging setup like I was doing. Your arm does get quite sore over time. The other thing is the price. In terms of this compared to say like a Sigma lens, same lens, 24mm f1.4 aperture, this is double the price of the Sigma lens, which I haven't actually had a chance to test out the Sigma lens, so I can't really compare them just yet. But the big draw card for this, even though it is double the price, is that it does have that weather sealing. So if you are using it in not so practical conditions, you do have that extra protection. Also, apparently the vignetting is a little bit better on this compared to the Sigma. But for me, the weather sealing is kind of like the big one for me. Just being able to shoot in those not so great weather conditions and know that you are actually protected, it is a really big thing for me. So at just under $2,100, it is quite expensive. When you compare it to the Sigma 24mm being, you know, half the price, it is quite an expensive lens. But if you are going to use it commercially and you need that weather sealing for the extra protection, then obviously Canon is a really good option for that. So lastly, who is this for? I definitely recommend the 24mm to someone who is looking for a general purpose lens that has that low light capability. If you're looking for some really nice depth of field and some really nice bokeh, the 1.4 aperture is really good for isolating subjects, and obviously in those low light situations where you potentially can't bring in an external flash or you can't bring in external lights, you know, like a wedding situation or anything like that. The 1.4 aperture is definitely a really good option. For me personally, I'll probably end up getting the Canon lens over the Sigma. I really do want to do some testing on the Sigma as well and just see kind of what it compares like to this one, but I do really like that weather sealing because we do kind of sometimes shoot in not so great weather conditions. So guys, that's it for me today for another practical review. Hope you enjoyed it and I got some value out of this. If you're considering getting that or the Sigma lens, definitely go wrench them out from your local store. Have a play with them, just see what your thoughts are. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and leave your comments below. If you're going to get this or looking at getting potentially the Sigma lens, let me know what your thoughts are. And as always, subscribe for more videos like this, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. See ya!